going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Heavy Center Hot Rods. I'm Stair, the Ironworkers Gearhead, and we are here in Corpus Christi, Texas. We're gonna pick up my torch tanks and head over there to Beeville, Texas for a demo job that just popped up last minute. Let's go ahead and do it. All right, everybody, so we got the torches loaded up. We're gonna be headed out there to Beeville, Texas to go do this demo job. Let's get on the road. All right, everybody, so we're gonna head over there to Harbor Freight right now, get a couple things that we might need. I'm gonna pick up a couple shackles. I'm gonna pick up another 10-pound of wire because I bought some earlier this week, but I did a whole bunch of braces. Over like 36 braces I did this week out here at the Northwest Station where you just saw us picking up our torches. Some K braces that should have been done on the contract when I had the crew out here, but they were slacking off. That's why they're no longer working, actually, because they weren't really getting it done. I wasn't really excited. I was thoroughly unimpressed. Those are the exact words I used when I let the foreman go and the crew with the work that they got done. So me and Mike over here have been kind of killing it ourselves, getting it done. We passed inspection when I was out there in Angleton. Michael was able to be out here with the engineer and with Ruben, the superintendent, with Lubin, and then and they were able to pass inspection. So I'm super happy about that. Thank you, Lord. We were able to pass that inspection. And then yesterday, if you guys checked out my Facebook, you can go look me up at Jose Fierro on Facebook. We went over there. The welder finally gave out on us, man. I checked the Harbor Freight, how much pounds of, look at that old school truck right there.
That's nice.
What do you call it? We ran through just a little bit over 100 pounds of wire, plus the wire that we bought at Lowe's. Cause we bought some fucking, we bought 4 pounds. 4 pounds of wire over there. So we went through 100 and something pounds of wire. So it was like a stress test. It was 3 weeks, over 100 pounds of wire, 035 fluxless, gasless flux core wire in the titanium 140, and it finally gave out yesterday. So we went to Harbor Freight and actually picked up another one because I have the 2-year warranty. And when we picked that up, they gave me another machine, and then that one didn't work. It had to end up being like a malfunctioning machine. It wouldn't spin the wire. So we went back over there, and then I actually got another machine, and they gave me $100 back for like the time being wasted going back and forth and not getting the machine correct. So that was pretty badass. That was a good blessing right there, like a hidden in disguise, you know. And we were
membership.
Yeah, and they gave me another membership for another year at Harbor Freight, and they changed the date. They reinstated my warranty. So instead of it being basically 3 weeks ago when I bought the machine, now it's gonna be from yesterday when I replaced the machine. So that was cool. So there was like three little things hidden, and little gems hidden in that little problem we had yesterday. 3 little blessings. So we got that done. Right now we're gonna head over there, pick up some things that we need for this Beeville job site. This is for Victory General Contracting. They hit me up yesterday. Chris Hamilton hit me up and let me know if we had some time to go ahead and demo these stairs. So we're gonna go ahead and demo them. I'll leave a picture right here so y'all can see it. That's exactly what we're gonna demo, and I'll catch you guys when we get to Beeville. All right, everybody, so we made it out here to Beeville, Texas. I ain't been here since I was a young kid, man. I actually have some family that lives out here in Beeville, but we're here. It doesn't seem to be anybody on the job site at the moment, and we're trying to figure out how to get inside this building. So we're gonna go ahead and look around a little bit, see if we can find an open door somewhere to access this building, because right behind here is those stairs. I'm gonna give you guys a look inside. As you can see, that's the stairways that we gotta actually pull down today. So I'm gonna see if I can get inside here, see if there's a way in there. There's a lockbox here, so maybe that has the key to this door. I'm gonna go ahead and call the general contractor, the superintendent, and see what he says. All right, everybody, so we made it in here. Got the number to the lockbox. We're gonna start taking a look at everything and see exactly how we're gonna lift this thing up and how we're gonna get him out of here. Seems to us that we're gonna be taking this down. I don't know how it's a couple screws, it ain't bad. It's a couple screws, that's it. We'll just take this off right here and probably throw some plywood that I brought on top of here, because there's a hole in the concrete right there. I don't know if y'all can tell. right there on the floor. So we're gonna be able to at least take it out and get it out here to the yard out here in front where I was just at when we pulled up to this place. So we'll go ahead and just make like a nice little path for ourselves, a nice little plan and procedure of how we're gonna do this. I did bring some square tubing because my plan is to jack this thing up with some 4x4 dunnage and my bottle jacks, get it a little bit off the floor and place my rollers underneath these 2 feet, weld the feet down to the rollers, and then come over here and then set up my torch and cut that square tubing down and put a foot right here, another foot on this side, and then have the rollers underneath them, and then I'll cut it loose, and then we should be able to just roll this whole thing, being the landing and the first stringer, out over here. And then we'll do the same thing with this one, bottle jack it up, get it up, put some rollers underneath those feet, put some rollers over here, and then go ahead and move that out as well. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, we might have to take this out first though.
Yeah, we're gonna have to clean up all this shit. I'm figuring move all these boxes out of the way so we don't have no sparks get on anything. We'll keep this near us, and then we'll remove that. Just toss that somewhere. I don't know if I can get up to the top and pull it up, or just move it over there to the back or something, and give ourselves a nice little place that we can roll this thing to. You know what I mean?
The elevator.
Does the elevator work? No, it don't work.
It says elevator up.
Oh, no passengers only. It says.
See?
It says, please use elevator for cargo only, no passengers. Emergency phone does not work.
Elevator?
It probably only has 1 floor, so it's gonna open. You know what I mean?
Cargo only, no passengers. There's nobody to control it.
Yeah, it's because the emergency phone doesn't work. So if you get stuck in there, you're fucked.
Likes the risk on that.
Take it. All right, went ahead and opened this up. There's a hole right here. That's why the plywood is there. I'm gonna get my measuring tape and measure from the inside of this opening to the inside of this opening over here. Make sure that this rough opening will actually fit this stairway so we can get this jacked up. Put on some dollies that we have here already. We might be using this scaffold just to kind of hold this side. If not, then we'll be jacking it up and putting dollies on those 2 columns, cutting her loose, and then making our way this way to get it out here into the yard. Once it's out here in the yard, I don't really know how we're gonna get it pulled further over there. We might just have to set it out here for a second until they do get some other machinery or something for us. But right now, Michael was able to find a source of power, so we're not gonna have to get the generator off. Hopefully it won't trip the breaker too bad, so we can get the MIG 140 working, so we can get the square tubings right here and get everything welded up temporarily and moved. And then, yeah, we should be okay. First order of business is get my measuring tape and measure this rough opening. Okay, first order of business is check this rough opening right here. Make sure we're gonna fit. You got about 5'7.5" right there. I'm gonna come over here and measure this landing now. We're 3'11", so we're about 4 foot. So that's not too bad. Let's go ahead and check this one over here now. See where we land on this one. We're at 4'11.5", so we should be just fine. I'm gonna go ahead and get the torch off, get the square tubing off, and get ready to go. My thought process for this is go ahead and use these rollers that we have. I'm gonna go ahead and use these pieces of I-beam that I found out here. I'm gonna use them like a little stand, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put my square tubing on top of this. Just because we already have our welders welded together for different purposes and what we're gonna be using them for later on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and throw some welds on here as I-beam, and I'm gonna go ahead and weld my square tubing to this, to the actual landing itself. I'm gonna measure them right now. Out of the way. Kind of put propped up where I need it to be. About right there. If I cut that at 3 foot, that'll be just fine. Maybe I can do 3'1" and jack it up. 3 foot, 3'1" will work. Either one of those. Same thing with this one. And then, yeah, pretty much the same thing. 3 foot or 3'1" will work just fine for this. So first order of business is Michael's gonna be going ahead and cutting the square tubing. He's getting the torch set up for me right now. One of us will cut that, And then I'll come in here and I'll weld these right here as well. And then we'll go ahead and put the square tubing on top of this once we get it cut off with the grinders. We're gonna use a grinder to cut the welds that they have right here, the existing welds. Use that, cut them off, get a jack underneath here and jack it up. That way it'll be elevated, and then we'll go ahead and actually weld our square tubings onto here. Okay, we got the 140 MIG welder set up right now. We're gonna be running a 035 gasless flux core wire. Gonna go ahead and weld this up. Let's do it. Okay, so we got them welded. Nothing too crazy, about an inch, inch and a half. Wrap the corners. That one looks pretty nice. That one looks pretty nice. Not really gonna be cleaning the slag. It's not that important right now. Michael went ahead and cut us these at 3'1", right?
Yeah.
3'1". Okay, and now my next thing is I'm gonna be getting ready to actually put these on there next. I'm gonna go ahead and place them on there, get them welded to the beam and then to the actual channel iron that is the stringer of the stairs. And then right here, what I'm gonna do basically is I'm gonna come up about an inch. I'm gonna cut right here, right there, and then I'm gonna meet that cut. Boom.
Oh, okay.
That way it's still gonna be sitting on this steel,
Yeah, which is gonna be cool.
and then we can move it off. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
If we
it's
can move it
gonna
off.
hang like that, yeah.
It's gonna hang. And because I wanted at first, I wanted to jack it up, but I don't feel real comfortable using this jack right now because it's such a small one, and I don't want to be leaning it on anything and then have it like tilt over on us. You know what I mean? So I really don't want to do that, especially since all the working area is underneath it. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna opt out and I'm gonna cut it maybe a half inch, an inch up here, wrap it around that corner, and then meet this cut, the pre-existing cut right there. And then if we need to move it, it'll already be welded on there. If we need to move it, it'll move, but it won't actually tip over anymore. And then the next thing will be working on jacking this side. This side we do have to jack up, but I'll figure that out right now here in a second. We're gonna jack that up and most likely use this scaffold right here and put it in there and see how that goes. So just so you can see what I'm gonna do, pretty much is this how it's gonna go. It'll get welded on the bottom. Probably just gonna do about an inch on either side and wrap the corners, all four sides. And then over here, I'll weld an overhead, underneath there, and I'll do a nice vertical over here to make sure it's nice and tight, nice and closed in. If need be, I'll run one here in the back. I don't really want to do one here in the back because it makes it a little bit difficult after we get it out to actually take this thing off. But if I need to, I'll go ahead and do that. I'm pretty sure with a nice vertical down here, some good penetration, and a nice overhead right over here, should be just fine. Let's go ahead and get this welded. All right, everybody, so we went ahead and got these welded on there. They're the rollers right there with the square tubing sitting on top of the I-beams. Right now, I'm gonna see if I can find some angle iron. See if we can find some small piece of angle iron That way I can weld right here. Those small ones that I can put onto the jack, and I can jack it up right there. We're gonna see if we can find that, get these jacks put onto these columns, and that way we can just get it a little bit elevated up so we can see if that scaffold's gonna fit underneath here. If not, then I'm just gonna repeat the process that I just did right here with these, getting it jacked up and I have some more rollers in the vehicle in my truck, getting them put on the bottom of here. Hopefully we can use that scaffold. If not, then I'm just gonna go get those other rollers and we'll get to rocking out. Good news, Michael found some angle iron. He's actually out there with the torch right now, getting it all cut up. As you can see behind me, well, hopefully you can see. He's over there, he's working. And I went ahead and got this scaffold at 9'11". This is at 9'9" and a quarter. So what we're gonna end up doing is jacking it up. I'm gonna weld these angle irons down here in the bottom so we can use these bottle jacks. Basically, I'll use one right there, and I'll go ahead and jack it up a couple inches. And I'll do the same thing to this one behind me, put another bottle jack right there. And we'll jack it up about 1 3/4 or so like that, maybe 2 inches. That way that scaffold can actually get underneath it. Once we get the scaffold underneath it, then we'll go ahead and set it down on the scaffold, cut it loose from over there, those couple welds that are over there, cut it loose, then we should be able to move this bad boy. Everybody, so Michael's idea seems to be working right now.
Yeah.
Good job, dog. We put it inside of here, we got it clamped off. That way it can actually fit. We got to go in this way, long ways, that way it can actually fit between this rough opening. That's 5'7". So this is like an 8-foot long platform, so it wouldn't have worked the other way. So right now we got it on there. It seems to be doing just fine. It's a little bit freestanding, a little bit, you know, wonky right now, whatever you want to call it, but that's because these are also in the air because we have it jacked up so high. So here shortly, once we actually bring it down, once we cut this, these should actually hit the ground. So I'm going to start removing these welds right here with the grinder, and I guess we'll all find out together how it works out.
Yeah, motherfucker, right.
Boy.
The dance.
Yeah. Okay, we got it off. It worked out great. Michael's gonna head over there to get something to drink right now. We're gonna take a little bit of a break, but it's looking very, very good. Here in a second, I'm gonna move this little small landing out of the way, get it out of the way. That way we can have enough room to turn this one, turn it over here and get it over this hole right here, because apparently that's where some columns go later on. There's some more scope of work that needs to be done over here. But for right now, it got done. That was the most tedious part and the most dangerous part. Let's go ahead and get to the next place. All right, so we're gonna use the scissor lift now to go ahead and move that other one right there. That way we don't have to put any wheels on it. Let's do it. All right, let's drag this bad boy out of here. All right, everybody, so we got it out here. It's working amazing. We're gonna jack it up right now with these floor jacks and then get it all, how do you want to say it, like get it all taken off of the scaffold. Sorry, I'm a little hungry, a little tired. We got one more over here we got to pull out. We'll do that momentarily. It's a smaller one. We kind of manhandle that one, or we could probably just do it with this scissor lift, as long as we keep a nice area for driving on this wood. Then we can bring the scissor lift back in. But we'll see how that goes right now. I'm pretty sure we just do it by hand. It's not that far. We'll do it by hand. But right now we're gonna go ahead and take this off right now, and then I'll be with you guys momentarily so we can get this one out of here. All right, well, we got them both out. Didn't record that last little section because the phone's dying, but y'all get the gist of it. Pull it out. This one actually pulled out by hand. Utilized the plywood that we put down. Got out by hand. How you feeling, Mike? Fucking did it, dog. So yeah, there you go, guys. I'm gonna actually leave these dollies on there for right now, because they were mentioning to me that we're probably gonna be the ones that are gonna come back and do this steel. There's a change order that goes in there. The engineer messed up on some stuff, so we'll probably be the ones coming back later on. We'll see what happens. But as of right now, I'm pretty happy, pretty content with how we got this done. Hopefully you guys liked the video. I'll go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, share the video with anybody that might like this type of stuff. This is a last minute job. Yesterday I was driving outside of Corpus, leaving Corpus to go back to the valley, spend the weekend with my family out there, and they called me, the general contractor, asked me if I had some time, that they were pretty much in a pinch. They really need to get these out of there, so we went ahead and did that. It was what it was, made a full day of it, but you know, it is what it is. Some materials and some time to get everything done, but hey, work is work, money's money. You know, we can't complain. We're blessed to have this type of situation happen for us, have people that actually, you know how we work and depend on us, and willing to give us the shot to come and make this money and help them out as well. Like I said, we're probably going to be doing some work over here as for the engineering in this other room, but we'll see what happens with that. Yeah, you guys like, subscribe, comment down below, do all that good stuff. Y'all stay blessed, y'all stay grateful, y'all stay safe. Don't look back in this county as yesterday's money. And like I always say, guys, let's live our life with intent. I'll catch you on the next video. I'm Jose RPM's the Ironworking Gear with Heavy Steel and Hot Rods. That's Mike. Mike, say bye.
Bye, everybody.
All right, later, guys.